is the air we breathe. This is the air we breathe. Your holy presence, living and free. This is our daily bread. This is our daily bread. Your very word spoken in deed and love. We're desperate for you. We're lost without you. And we're desperate for you. We're lost without you. We're lost without you. This is the air we breathe. This is the air we breathe.
Please pray with me. God, who creates our communities, draw us in tonight into your story of your love moving through the people of this world, moving when we gather together with people we love and people we just met and people we maybe don't even like, but we're able to work with. Lord, show us this evening how deeply we need each other. Amen.
A reading from Luke chapter 15. Hear the end of the parable of the father and two sons. The son had this moment of self-reflection. What am I doing here? Back home, my father's hired servants have plenty of food. Why am I here starving to death? I'll get up and return to my father, and I'll say, Father, I have done wrong against God and against you. I have forfeited any right to be treated like your son, but I'm wondering if you'd treat me as one of your hired servants. So he got up and returned to his father. The father looked off in the distance and saw the young man returning. He felt compassion for his son and ran out to him, enfolded him in an embrace, and kissed him. The son said, Father, I have done a terrible wrong in God's sight and in your sight too. I have forfeited any right to be treated as your son. But the father turned to his servants and said, Quick, bring the best robe we have and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and shoes on his feet. Go get the fattest calf and butcher it. Let's have a feast and celebrate because my son was dead and is alive again. He was lost and has been found. So they had this huge party. Now the man's older son was still out in the fields working. He came home at the end of the day and heard music and dancing. He called one of the servants and asked what was going on. The servant said, Your brother has returned, and your father has butchered the fattest calf to celebrate his safe return. The older brother got really angry and refused to come inside, so his father came out and pleaded with him to join the celebration. But he argued back, Listen, all these years, I've worked hard for you. I've never disobeyed one of your orders. But how many times have you even given me a little goat to roast for a party with my friends? Not once. This is not fair. So this son of yours comes, this wasteful delinquent who has spent your hard-earned wealth on loose women, and what do? You butcher the fattest calf from our herd." The father replied, "My son, you are always with me, and all I have is yours. Isn't it right to join in the celebration and be happy? This is your brother we're talking about. He was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found again."
Oh, the prodigal son. I know this story well, and I have found myself to identify with different parts of the story at different times. But as I read this story right now, in this time, in this space, a story comes to mind of my own. This is a cross stitch that I cross stitched a year when I was living in Cambodia, and I got this cross stitch because I often found myself sitting in groups of people who were all speaking Khmer really fast. And if I was tired at the end of a long day, I found it really difficult to understand their language. So I got myself what I believed was a individual activity, a cross stitch, and I figured I would just cross stitch and I would just sit and I would listen to people, and that way I would be able to be with people without being included in the conversation. But the thing is, Cambodia is a communal culture and country. People see relationships different there, and the the highly individualistic nature that we maybe take for granted or see as a given here in the United States doesn't exist in the same way in Cambodia. And so I bought this cross stitch so that I could sit with people and I would have something to do. And it came with two needles, presumably because you might lose or break one. And so I would leave one needle up here on the top. There was some more fabric, and I would sit down and I would cross stitch. But what I found was that when you're in a community that sees itself differently as interconnected, people would come over and they would grab that extra needle and they would start cross stitching with me. This thing I had given myself as something to do became a way to connect with people. Someone would come over and they would just grab the needle. Often they didn't even ask, because in that culture you didn't need to ask, and they would start cross-stitching with me. And we didn't need to say anything. Suddenly we were working together on this piece of fabric. And occasionally, when I was really tired, that would be frustrating, because if I was working on something, say in the middle, and someone wanted to work on this corner, and it was 90 degrees outside, we would have to be like kind of touching in order to be able to get our stitches done. But for my Cambodian friends, working together was more important than getting things done quickly. And I think that's what this story is about, right? This younger son decided that life would be better if he went off on his own. And yes, he was rude, and there are lots of other things happening in this story, but the crux of it is he thought things would be better if he went out on his own. And then when things didn't go well, he thought it was up to him to fix it. And so he goes back to his father saying, "I will work, just let me be a worker." He still sees himself as separate from his father. But that's not who we're created to be. That's not how any of us are created to be. We're meant to do life with each other, and the father recognizes that. He welcomes his son back in because he knows that his life is better with his son with him. And so our task as people of faith who see the whole world as our siblings is to feel that connectedness to everyone. That when we see someone working on something alone, and it might seem a little bit even inefficient to go help them, we are called into that relationship anyhow. There's an old phrase that says, if you want to go quickly, go alone, but if you want to go far, if you want to get through the trials and tribulations of life, if you want to feel held and supported, go together. I may have added a bit to that, but if you want to go far, go together. As people of faith, we are called to go together. And even if someone thinks they can do it on their own and they go off to be alone for a while, we welcome them back with open arms. So if you've been trying to do something alone today, maybe take this as an opportunity to do it with someone else, to invite someone to cross stitch with you and to let it be inefficient. and filled with love and joy and support. Amen.
All these pieces, broken and scattered, in mercy gathered, mended and whole, empty-handed, but not forsaken. We've been set free. We've been set free. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Oh, we can see it now. We can see the love in your eyes, laying yourself down, raising up the broken to life. You take our failure, you take our weakness, you set your treasure in jars of clay. So take this heart, Lord, I'll be your vessel, the world to see. We've been set free. Oh, amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saves a wretch like me. Oh, I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Oh, we can see it now. We can see the love in your eyes, laying yourself down, raising up the broken to life. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Oh, I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Oh, I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Oh, we can see it now. Oh, we can see the love in your eyes, laying yourself down, raising up the broken to life. Oh, we can see it now. Oh, we can see the love in your eyes, laying yourself down, raising up the broken to life.
Our contemplative exercise this evening is going to be loving kindness meditation. It's a form of meditating on different people in our lives and sending them health, joy, and love. It's simply a way of remembering that we are connected to each other. And during Lent, we've been doing these contemplative exercises and just asking you to try them on. So if you think maybe this isn't going to be for you, I would invite you to try. If you get anxious or distracted during it, simply bring your attention back. There's no doing this correctly or incorrectly. We're simply a community of people sending love into the world in new ways each week. Please join us. I'll invite you to find a comfy seat where you are sitting. If you're standing, maybe sit down, rest your feet on the floor, feel your chair or wherever you're sitting supporting you, and slowly soften your gaze. Maybe close your eyes. Focus in on your breath and let your body begin to still. Focus in as you breathe in and out, not changing your breathing, but noticing the way your lungs are carrying you forward. Now I want you to conjure up someone who made you feel loved this week. Maybe someone who supported you, someone in your household, someone who gave you a call out of the blue, and conjure them up in front of you. Keep them in your mind's eye and repeat this line. Repeat, may you be healthy, may you have joy, may you be loved. May you be healthy, may you have joy, may you be loved. May you be healthy, may you have joy, may you be loved. I invite you to say goodbye to that person you conjured up in your mind, and I'll invite you to think of someone who you're a bit frustrated with, right? Someone that maybe you don't want to be as connected to as you are. Conjure them up in your mind and repeat the same phrase. May you be healthy. May you have joy. May you be loved. May you be healthy. May you have joy. May you be loved. May you be healthy. May you have joy. May you be loved. We're going to say goodbye to that person. Gently let them walk away, and I want you to conjure up yourself in your mind's eye, to think about you either in physical appearance or who you are or who you try to show up to be. Think of you. And we repeat the same line. May you be healthy. May you have joy. May you be loved. May you be healthy. May you have joy. May you be loved. May you be healthy. May you have joy. May you be loved. Gently say goodbye to yourself and center back in on your breath. Taking a deep breath in and out. And noticing how your breath holds you in this moment and in this place. I'll invite you, as you're ready, to start shifting back around in your seat, to coming back into the present, to open your eyes and to enter back into this space. I would invite you to think about how that felt to you. Loving kindness meditation has been known to train your brain to be more loving in difficult situations. So I'd invite you to keep that refrain in your head, to maybe practice this once a day or once a week, and to think of different people in your life. I've been giving you a different activity each week to try during the week as well. And this week, your activity is to be inefficient, to invite someone to do a task with you usually do alone, purely because it's faster. Invite a friend to go grocery shopping with you. Bring your spouse with you when you go fill up your car with gas. Find a way to make your life less efficient and more connected. And as we close our time here today, please receive this blessing. As you re-engage the world around you, may God bless you on the path ahead. May Jesus be your strength and your guide, and may the Spirit's presence keep you strong through the journey that lies ahead. Amen. Go in peace. Serve the Lord. Thanks be to God.